What's up, reefers? This is Ash. Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be episode 3 of my weekend tips video series. My apology for not coming out with a video last couple of weeks because of the holidays and time to get back to school for the kids, so just got busy in those and want to spend some time with the family as well. But without further ado, let's just jump in. And so in this week, I'm gonna be talking a little bit about the various methods of reefing that I have learned. Not practically personally, but based on my research online, on the internet, and reading on various forums. So the first thing that comes to my mind is we have aqua forest method, where we have bunch of there are elements that you dose, and eventually you come up with a good reef. Then similar on that line, you have fauna marine, where again you had to dose their various liquids, if you will. I have never done that. Then you also have I believe Red Sea as well, which has its own line of products that they want you to follow. SPS, LPS, mixed reef, fish only with live rock, all this kind of different kind of reef. And then the most newest in the market is Triton. And so they have their way of first they you want them to test your water, and then they will suggest you based on the test results what elements of their particular line of products that they would want you to dose in your tank to get to where you want it to be. And last but not least, which I believe majority of all of us jump into, is a combination of different kind of methods, and we come up with our own. Right, so you take a little bit of aqua forest, you take some products of fauna marine, and you do all this kind of stuff. Now what happens is all these methods are really good, and they do work. They eventually will give you a good results, but what you really need is patience, which we all ran out of because we need instant results. What end up happening is you try and you start on one method, and then somewhere around the line you don't see the results the way how we want it to be, and then you jump into something else, and then you jump into something else, and by the time you realize, you have actually created a mess. And again, I am the first example of this, right? So I really want to share the experiences of my own self and bring it over to you guys, wherein I would expect the newcomers, or some of us which have been in the industry for a while, learn new things. So we need to control our impulse. What I have seen is the moment a new thing comes in the market, everybody wants to just jump in, right? And be it lights, be it reefing method, be it anything. So you need to start with something, and you need to stay on. That's the end point of this video. Stick to the one method. If you have a refugium, and if you are running a Cheeto in this, just stick to it. It will work eventually. If you want to start with an algae scrubber, you can go that route as well. If you want to run GFO, or a combination of refugium or Cheeto scrubber with the GFO, that stay with that. So whatever you do, you stay with that. Let your corals get acclimated to that, because once they get acclimated to, then whatever method you guys are using, it's very important that you provide them with that particular method, so that they can sustain themselves and grow. If you change, again, it's kind of creating an imbalance in your reef, and once you create that imbalance, you go back to square one, and you start it again. So you constantly go into cycle and then figure it out, why am I not going able to grow corals, or why am I not able to sustain my reef, or why am I getting algae, or whatsoever. So that's the topic of this series. Whichever method you go with, stick with that. This also brings me into the dosing. A lot of people run calcium reactors. A lot of people dose 2 parts. In the 2 parts itself, you have multiple options. You have the Randy Holmes DIY recipe. You have ESVB Ionic that you could use. Then you also have Aqua Forest, their own recipe to drop, dose. Similarly, you have Red Sea and you have Fauna Marine and all these other companies that has their own elements that you can use to dose and sustain your reef. And again, they all work. They all work, but you need to stay with, pick one that you think fits your budget and will do what you need it, the outcome to be, and stick with that. Eventually your reef will come along. Sometimes it's best to leave your reef alone and just stick with the whatever method you use, and you will see within a year, you will see between 6 months to a year some results coming out of it. So that's the topic for this weekend weekend tip series. I'm hoping that you guys will enjoy, and until next video, happy reefing. Please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and if you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to put in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Happy reefing.